The greatest journey any person can embark on is the journey of self-improvement. When we take responsibility for our own growth, we lay the foundation for everything else in our lives to flourish. Focusing on improving yourself begins with an inward journey. So often we are conditioned to look outward for answers, seeking validation, approval, or direction from the world around us. We measure our worth by the opinions of others or by the standards society imposes. Yet true personal growth starts not by looking outside, but by turning our gaze inward. It is only by examining ourselves deeply, our thoughts, beliefs, and habits, that we can initiate meaningful change. The truth is, everything we manifest in our external world is a reflection of what is happening inside of us. Our thoughts shape our reality. What you believe about yourself, your capabilities, and your potential will directly influence the actions you take, the opportunities you attract, and the results you achieve. If you think of yourself as limited or unworthy, you'll find it difficult to break free from mediocrity. But if you believe in your ability to grow and succeed, you'll naturally start making decisions that lead to improvement and advancement. To begin improving yourself, you must first understand your current mindset. Ask yourself, what thoughts do I entertain most often? Are they empowering or limiting? Many people unknowingly carry around beliefs that stifle their potential. They might believe that success is only for a select few, or that they aren't capable of achieving their dreams. These are the very thoughts that keep them stuck year after year in the same place. To truly grow, you need to confront these limiting beliefs head on. This process isn't easy. It requires brutal honesty and self-awareness. It demands that you take time to be still, to listen to the quiet voice inside you, and to recognize the patterns that no longer serve you. Sometimes this might mean facing uncomfortable truths about yourself, but remember, growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. The more willing you are to examine your inner world, the more equipped you will be to transform it. One of the most powerful tools for self-improvement is self-awareness. When you are aware of your inner dialogue, you can start to shift it. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, you have the opportunity to challenge that thought and replace it with something more empowering, such as, I may not know how yet, but I can learn. This shift in thinking may seem small, but it's monumental in shaping your future. Over time, as you consciously replace limiting thoughts with empowering ones, you will notice a shift in your behavior and results. Beyond thoughts, improving yourself also means examining your habits. Your daily habits, those small, often unconscious actions, are what determine the quality of your life. Are your habits helping you move closer to your goals, or are they holding you back? Many people don't realize that their success or failure in life isn't based on one grand event, but on the accumulation of daily choices. If you want to become healthier, wealthier, or more fulfilled, it starts with changing the habits that drive your daily life. Improvement requires you to take full responsibility for your habits and choices. No one else is responsible for your progress. Blaming circumstances, people, or past experiences only keeps you stuck in a victim mentality. When you decide to own your actions fully, you reclaim your power. You realize that while you may not be able to control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond and how you choose to move forward. Another important aspect of looking within is identifying your values. What truly matters to you? What do you stand for? When you're clear about your values, you can make decisions that align with them, which brings a greater sense of fulfillment. Many people live their lives out of alignment with their values because they haven't taken the time to define what those values are. As a result, they feel disconnected or unsatisfied, even if they achieve outward success. By focusing on what's truly important to you, you'll be able to direct your energy toward the things that will bring you genuine happiness and growth. Improvement also requires forgiveness of yourself and others. We all make mistakes, but holding on to guilt, shame, or resentment will only weigh you down. Part of looking within is recognizing where you need to let go of past hurts or regrets. When you forgive, you free yourself to move forward without the burden of the past. This creates space for new growth and new possibilities. Inward reflection should be a continuous practice. It's not something you do once and forget. Just as you wouldn't plant a garden and never tend to it, your inner world requires regular attention and care. This means setting aside time to be still, to reflect on your thoughts and actions, and to ensure that you are growing in the direction you desire. Journaling, meditation, and prayer are all powerful ways to maintain this practice. By focusing on improving yourself from the inside out, you will begin to see changes in your external world. Relationships will improve, opportunities will arise, and you will start to feel more in control of your life. When you commit to this inward journey, you are essentially saying, I am worth the effort. My growth is a priority, and as you continue to develop this mindset, you will find that the limits you once thought existed begin to disappear. Self-improvement is a lifelong journey, and the more you focus on transforming your inner world, the more you'll see the rewards manifest in your outer world. Personal discipline is the cornerstone of self-improvement and success. It is the consistent application of effort, focus, and determination that leads to real change. Many people dream of achieving greatness, but only a few realize that discipline is what separates those who succeed from those who merely wish for it. Without discipline, even the best plans and intentions remain just that, plans and intentions. It is discipline that turns those plans into actions and actions into lasting results. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's easy to be motivated when the path is clear, the conditions are favorable, and the excitement of a new goal propels you forward. But the real test of discipline comes on the days when motivation is absent, when challenges arise, and when everything inside you wants to quit. In those moments, discipline is what pushes you to keep going, to take that extra step, and to put in the effort, regardless of how you feel. The power of discipline lies in its ability to create consistency. Achieving significant results doesn't happen overnight. It requires daily, small actions that compound over time. Whether you're working toward a personal goal, a career milestone, or self-improvement, the key is not massive, sporadic effort, but rather steady, consistent progress. For example, if you want to become physically fit, it's not enough to work out intensely for a week and then stop. The results come from showing up every day, even if it's for just 30 minutes, and staying committed over the long term. That's the kind of discipline that leads to success. Discipline also means setting priorities and sticking to them. In today's world, we are bombarded with distractions from social media, entertainment, and the demands of everyday life. These distractions can easily pull us away from our goals if we don't practice discipline. Discipline requires you to stay focused on what truly matters, even when distractions are tempting. It's the ability to say no to the things that don't align with your priorities, even if they seem appealing in the moment. For example, you may have to decline social invitations, avoid mindless scrolling, or resist the urge to procrastinate in order to make time for what's truly important: your growth, your health, your goals. Discipline is about managing your time wisely. Time is one of our most valuable resources, and without discipline, it can easily slip away, wasted on activities that don't contribute to your goals. A disciplined person understands the value of time and takes deliberate steps to use it effectively. This means planning your day, setting clear objectives, and eliminating time-wasting habits. It's about making the most of every moment and using your time to move closer to your aspirations. Another critical aspect of discipline is the ability to delay gratification. In a world where instant results are often expected, the ability to delay gratification is becoming increasingly rare, yet it is essential for long-term success. Discipline teaches you to sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term gain. It's choosing to stay focused on your studies when you'd rather watch TV, saving money instead of spending it impulsively, or continuing to work on your business even when results aren't immediately visible. By practicing delayed gratification, you build the strength to keep going when others might give up. And in doing so, you set yourself apart from the crowd. Discipline also involves self-control. It's the ability to regulate your emotions, thoughts, and behaviors in the face of temptations or distractions. This isn't about suppressing your emotions, but about learning to respond to them in ways that align with your goals. For instance, when frustration or anger arises, a disciplined person doesn't act impulsively. Instead, they pause, assess the situation, and choose a response that serves their best interests. The same goes for fear or doubt. Everyone faces these emotions, but it's the disciplined individual who refuses to let them derail their progress. Discipline builds resilience. Life is full of challenges and setbacks. There will be moments when you fail, when things don't go according to plan, or when obstacles seem insurmountable. Discipline helps you develop the resilience to keep moving forward, no matter what. It's that inner strength that allows you to get back up after a fall, learn from your mistakes, and keep striving towards your goal. Without discipline, many people give up at the first sign of difficulty. They see failure as a reason to quit, rather than an opportunity to grow. But a disciplined person sees setbacks as part of the journey, understanding that persistence combined with consistent effort will eventually lead to success. Self-discipline is not something that happens automatically. It's a skill that must be cultivated over time. The more you practice discipline in small ways, the stronger it becomes. Start with small commitments, like waking up at the same time every day, sticking to a schedule, or finishing tasks you start. Over time, these small actions will build your capacity for discipline, and you'll find it easier to apply it to larger goals. Discipline is an act of self-respect. It's a way of honoring your goals, your potential, and your future. When you practice discipline, you are telling yourself that your goals are worth the effort, that your future is worth the sacrifice, and that you believe in your ability to achieve great things. Discipline may not always be easy, but it is always worth it. The rewards of disciplined effort, whether they be personal growth, career success, or improved relationships, are far greater than the temporary discomfort of staying the course. The power of personal discipline is immense. It is the foundation of success, the engine that drives progress, and the key to turning dreams into reality. The question is not whether you have the ability to achieve your goals, but whether you have the discipline to work toward them day in and day out, regardless of the challenges or distractions you face. When you master discipline, you unlock the door to endless possibilities. When you begin the journey of self-improvement, it is essential to set realistic goals. Many people start their journey with enthusiasm, determined to make dramatic changes in their lives, but often they fall short because they set goals that are either too vague or too ambitious. Realistic goals are not about limiting yourself or lowering your expectations. Rather, they are about creating a clear, achievable roadmap that guides you toward growth step by step. It's about breaking down large ambitions into manageable pieces, allowing you to build momentum and confidence as you progress. Setting realistic goals begins with self-awareness. You must take an honest assessment of where you are currently in your life. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What habits or behaviors are holding you back? It's important to recognize that improvement doesn't happen overnight, and acknowledging your starting point helps you create a foundation on which you can build. Without this self-awareness, you run the risk of setting goals that don't align with your current abilities or circumstances, which can lead to frustration and burnout. Once you have a clear understanding of where you are, the next step is to define where you want to go. It's tempting to focus solely on the big picture, whether that's financial success, personal fulfillment, or physical transformation, but without a clear pathway, the end goal can seem overwhelming. Instead, you need to break it down into smaller, measurable goals that move you closer to the ultimate vision. These smaller goals should be specific and achievable within a certain time frame. For example, if your goal is to improve your health, a realistic starting point could be committing to 30 minutes of exercise 3 times a week, rather than setting an unrealistic expectation of going to the gym every day for 2 hours. Realistic goals also require flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and there will always be obstacles that arise along the way. When you set rigid, overly ambitious goals, you set yourself up for disappointment when things don't go according to plan. Flexibility allows you to adjust your course without giving up entirely. If you find that a particular goal is too challenging in the moment, you can modify it to fit your current situation while still maintaining forward momentum. For example, if a busy work schedule prevents you from achieving your exercise goal for a week, instead of abandoning the goal altogether, you could adjust it to include shorter home-based workouts. This approach ensures that you stay on track, even when life throws unexpected challenges your way. Another key aspect of setting realistic goals is making them time-bound. Open-ended goals often lead to procrastination because there's no sense of urgency to take action. By giving yourself deadlines, you create a sense of accountability and motivation. However, it's important that these deadlines are realistic as well. Setting a goal to achieve something in an unreasonably short period of time can lead to unnecessary stress and a sense of failure if you don't meet it. Instead, give yourself enough time to work toward the goal, allowing for steady progress. If you're learning a new skill, for example, setting a deadline to master it within a month might be unrealistic, but aiming to make noticeable progress within 3 to 6 months could be more achievable. One of the most powerful tools for staying on track with your goals is tracking your progress. Often people get discouraged because they don't see immediate results and they lose sight of how far they've come. By tracking your progress, you can see the small victories that add up over time. Whether you're tracking physical fitness, financial savings, or personal development, having a record of your efforts allows you to reflect on your journey and recognize your growth, even if the ultimate goal still seems distant. This not only motivates you to keep going, but also helps you adjust your approach if necessary. If you find that you're not making as much progress as you'd like, you can reassess your strategy and make changes to ensure you stay on course. Accountability is another crucial factor when it comes to setting and achieving realistic goals. It's easy to set goals for yourself and then let them slip when no one is watching. However, when you involve others in your journey, whether that's a mentor, a friend, or a coach, you add a layer of accountability that helps keep you focused. Sharing your goals with someone else can provide encouragement, support, and constructive feedback along the way. It also gives you a sense of responsibility to follow through, knowing that someone else is invested in your success. Another essential aspect of setting realistic goals is managing your expectations. Personal growth and improvement take time. It's easy to get discouraged when progress feels slow, especially in a world that often glorifies quick fixes and overnight success. However, true lasting change doesn't happen quickly. It requires patience, persistence, and dedication. By setting realistic goals, you manage your own expectations and understand that progress may be gradual. Instead of focusing solely on the end result, you learn to appreciate the journey and the lessons learned along the way. It's also important to celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Every step you take toward your goal is a victory, and acknowledging those victories reinforces positive behavior. When you celebrate your progress, you boost your confidence and motivation, making it easier to continue moving forward. On the other hand, if you don't take time to recognize your progress, you may feel like you're not accomplishing anything, even when you're making significant strides. Setting realistic goals helps you build resilience. As you work toward your goals, there will inevitably be setbacks and failures. However, when you set achievable goals, you create opportunities to succeed, even if those successes are small. These small wins build your confidence and resilience, allowing you to bounce back from failures and keep going. Over time, this resilience becomes a powerful tool that helps you push through obstacles and stay committed to your long-term vision. The process of self-improvement is not about reaching for the impossible. It's about taking consistent, meaningful steps toward your better self. When you set realistic goals, you lay the foundation for lasting growth, and each goal achieved becomes a stepping stone toward the future you desire. One of the most fundamental principles in the journey of self-improvement is the need to be patient with yourself. Growth, whether it's personal, professional, or spiritual, is a gradual process, often filled with challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. While the desire for rapid progress is natural, it is essential to recognize that true, meaningful change takes time. When you understand this, you can cultivate the patience necessary to stay committed to your goals without being discouraged by temporary obstacles or the perception that things aren't happening as quickly as you'd like. Patience is the ability to stay focused and committed to your journey, even when results are not immediately visible. In a world that often values instant gratification, it's easy to feel like you're failing when progress doesn't come as quickly as expected. However, real change happens beneath the surface, often in ways that aren't immediately obvious. Just as a tree grows slowly, spreading its roots deep into the soil before it reaches the sky, your personal growth requires time to take root. The work you put in today may not yield visible results tomorrow, but it is laying the foundation for the transformation you seek. Being patient with yourself allows you to trust this process, even when the path seems long or uncertain. Another key aspect of patience is learning to forgive yourself when you stumble. No one is perfect, and the road to self-improvement is rarely a straight line. There will be days when you make mistakes, fall back into old habits, or feel like giving up. During these moments, it's crucial to be kind to yourself and remember that setbacks are a natural part of the journey. Too often, people are their harshest critics, punishing themselves for every perceived failure. This kind of self-criticism can lead to frustration, burnout, and a sense of defeat, making it harder to stay committed to your goals. By practicing patience, you learn to accept your imperfections and view each setback as an opportunity to learn and grow, rather than a reason to quit. Patience also involves managing your expectations. When you set out to improve yourself, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of imagining how different your life will be once you've achieved your goals. While having a vision for the future is important, it's equally important to remain grounded in reality. Change doesn't happen overnight, and expecting immediate results can lead to disappointment. For example, if you're working on improving your physical health, you might expect to see significant changes in your body within a few weeks of starting a new exercise routine. However, real transformation takes time, and the progress you make may be slower than you anticipated. By managing your expectations and being patient, you can avoid the frustration that comes from unrealistic timelines and stay focused on the bigger picture. In addition to managing expectations, patience requires the ability to stay present in the moment. Often, people become so focused on the future and what they hope to achieve that they lose sight of the progress they're making in the present. This future-focused mindset can create anxiety and a sense of urgency, leading to impatience and frustration. However, when you practice patience, you learn to appreciate the journey rather than just the destination. You begin to value each step of the process and recognize the growth that is happening along the way, even if it's not immediately apparent. This shift in perspective can bring a sense of peace and fulfillment as you come to understand that the journey itself is just as important as the end goal. Patience also fosters resilience. The path to self-improvement is rarely easy, and there will be times when things don't go according to plan. Whether it's a personal setback, an unexpected challenge, or external circumstances that make it difficult to stay on track, these moments can test your resolve. However, patience gives you the strength to keep going, even when the going gets tough. It allows you to persevere through difficulties, trusting that the effort you're putting in now will pay off in the future. Patience is what keeps you from giving up when progress seems slow or non-existent. It's what allows you to take each challenge in stride and continue moving forward, one step at a time, knowing that success is not a matter of if, but when. Another important aspect of being patient with yourself is avoiding comparisons with others. In the age of social media, it's easy to look at other people's lives and feel like you're falling behind. You might see someone else achieving the goals you're working toward, and this can create feelings of inadequacy or impatience with your own progress. However, it's important to remember that everyone's journey is different. You don't know the struggles or challenges someone else has faced to get where they are, just as they don't know the details of your journey. Patience teaches you to stay focused on your own path and to trust that your timing is unique to you. Instead of comparing yourself to others, you learn to celebrate your own progress, no matter how small, and to recognize that your worth is not determined by how quickly you achieve your goals. Patience also builds confidence. When you are patient with yourself, You give yourself the time and space to grow naturally. Instead of rushing to achieve a certain outcome, you allow yourself to develop the skills, knowledge, and habits needed for lasting change. This approach not only leads to more sustainable results, but also boosts your self-esteem. As you see the steady progress you're making, even if it's slow, you begin to believe in your ability to succeed. This confidence creates a positive feedback loop. When you believe in yourself, you're more likely to stay committed to your goals, and as you stay committed, you continue to build confidence. Being patient with yourself allows you to enjoy the process of self-discovery. Personal growth is not just about reaching a destination, it's about learning more about who you are, what you're capable of, and how you can become the best version of yourself. When you practice patience, you create space for reflection, self-awareness, and learning. You begin to understand that each step of the journey teaches you something valuable, whether it's resilience, discipline, or the importance of self-care. This deeper understanding of yourself is one of the greatest rewards of the self-improvement process, and it can only be achieved when you allow yourself the time to grow at your own pace. Patience is not just a virtue, it is a necessary companion on the path to self-improvement. When you are patient with yourself, you give yourself the grace to grow, the strength to persevere, and the wisdom to appreciate the journey. Patience allows you to embrace the process of becoming the best version of yourself, trusting that with time and effort, you will achieve the transformation you seek. When you embark on the journey of self-improvement, you will undoubtedly encounter challenges that will test your resolve. One of the most effective ways to maintain your progress and push through these challenges is to surround yourself with a supportive community. Human beings are inherently social creatures, and the company we keep plays a significant role in shaping our behavior, mindset, and outlook on life. Building a network of positive, encouraging individuals can make a substantial difference in your ability to stay committed to your goals and continue growing into the person you want to become. Having a supportive community provides you with a sense of belonging. When you are working to better yourself, especially in areas where progress might be slow or difficult, it's easy to feel isolated or discouraged. However, knowing that there are people who share your values and believe in your potential can be incredibly empowering. A supportive community offers you a safe space to express your hopes, fears, and struggles without fear of judgment. It reminds you that you are not alone in your journey and that others are cheering for your success. This sense of connection can be a powerful motivator, helping you stay focused and resilient, even in the face of adversity. Another crucial benefit of a supportive community is the accountability it provides. When you surround yourself with people who care about your growth and well-being, they naturally hold you to a higher standard. These individuals will encourage you to stay consistent with your efforts and remind you of your goals when you feel like giving up. Accountability is key because it helps bridge the gap between intention and action. While you may have the best intentions to improve yourself, it's easy to fall off track when there's no one around to hold you accountable. Having people in your life who are committed to seeing you succeed can provide that extra push when your motivation wanes. Moreover, a supportive community can offer valuable guidance and wisdom. No one person has all the answers, and sometimes the insights of others can illuminate paths you hadn't considered. The people you surround yourself with may have experienced similar challenges or pursued similar goals, and their experiences can serve as a guide for your own journey. Whether it's advice on overcoming obstacles, managing time, or finding resources to aid your growth, the collective knowledge of a supportive community can accelerate your progress. It's like having a team of mentors, coaches, and friends who are invested in your success and eager to share their knowledge to help you achieve your potential. In addition to providing guidance, a supportive community can also serve as a source of inspiration. When you see others around you making strides in their personal growth, it can ignite a spark within you to continue pushing forward. Their successes become a reminder that growth is possible, even when it feels difficult. Witnessing the progress of others can shift your perspective from one of self-doubt to one of possibility. You begin to see that the challenges you face are not insurmountable, and that with perseverance you too can achieve the change you desire. Inspiration from others not only fuels your motivation, but also strengthens your belief in your own capacity for growth. One of the most underrated aspects of having a supportive community is the emotional support it provides. The journey of self-improvement can be emotionally taxing, especially when faced with setbacks or self-doubt. During these moments, having people who offer encouragement, empathy, and understanding can make all the difference. These individuals can lift you up when you're feeling down, offer a listening ear when you need to vent, and provide the emotional reassurance that you are on the right path. Emotional support doesn't just help you feel better in the moment, it strengthens your mental resilience, allowing you to bounce back from challenges with greater ease. It's also important to recognize that the support you receive from your community should be reciprocal. As much as you benefit from the encouragement, guidance, and accountability of others, you also have a role to play in supporting those around you. Being part of a supportive community means being there for others as they pursue their own growth. Offering a kind word, sharing your experiences, or simply being present for someone else's journey can foster a sense of mutual support that strengthens the entire group. This exchange of encouragement creates a positive cycle, where the act of giving support reinforces your own commitment to self-improvement. It's through this mutual support that the entire community thrives, as each member lifts the other up, creating an environment where growth and progress are nurtured. A supportive community can help you maintain perspective when things get tough. When you are deep in the process of improving yourself, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture, focusing instead on immediate frustrations or challenges. The people in your community can offer you a broader perspective, reminding you of how far you've come and helping you see your progress from a different angle. They can offer you reassurance that setbacks are temporary and that with patience and persistence, you will continue to grow. This external perspective is invaluable because it prevents you from getting caught up in the negative self-talk or doubt that can arise during moments of difficulty. Surrounding yourself with positive, supportive individuals also has a significant impact on your mindset. When you are surrounded by negativity, pessimism, or criticism, it can be difficult to maintain the positive attitude necessary for growth. On the other hand, when you are surrounded by people who believe in you, encourage you, and celebrate your progress, it becomes much easier to maintain a growth-oriented mindset. This positive reinforcement from others helps you internalize a sense of self-worth and confidence, which are essential ingredients for personal transformation. Over time, the positive energy of your community becomes a driving force in your own mindset, helping you approach challenges with optimism and resilience. It's important to remember that building a supportive community takes time and intentionality. You need to be mindful of the people you allow into your inner circle and seek out those who genuinely support your growth. This may mean distancing yourself from individuals who are negative, critical, or unsupportive, and instead focusing on cultivating relationships with people who share your values and aspirations. Building a community isn't about having a large group of people. It's about having the right people, those who uplift, inspire, and challenge you to become the best version of yourself. The power of a supportive community cannot be underestimated. When you surround yourself with people who believe in your potential, hold you accountable, offer guidance, and provide emotional support, you create an environment where growth and progress flourish. A supportive community serves as a foundation for your journey of self-improvement, helping you stay focused, motivated, and resilient. Remember, you don't have to walk this path alone. Find your community, and together you will achieve great things. When it comes to personal growth, one crucial aspect often overlooked is the importance of setting clear, achievable goals. Goals act as a roadmap, guiding your efforts and giving you a sense of direction. Without clear goals, it's easy to drift, lose focus, or become overwhelmed by the vastness of your aspirations. Setting goals helps to break down your vision into manageable steps, providing a structured approach to your journey of self-improvement. The process of setting goals begins with defining what you want to achieve. This may seem straightforward, but it's important to be specific about your aspirations. Instead of vague goals like I want to be healthier, you might set a more specific goal, such as I want to exercise for 30 minutes a day. 5 times a week. Clear goals provide a concrete target to aim for and make it easier to measure your progress. specificity in goal setting helps to create a detailed plan of action, making it more likely that you will stay committed and focused on achieving your objectives. Once you have set specific goals, it's essential to ensure that they are realistic and attainable. Setting overly ambitious goals can be motivating at first, but can quickly become discouraging if they are too difficult to achieve. Realistic goals take into account your current resources, skills, and limitations, allowing you to make steady progress without setting yourself up for failure. For example, if you are new to running, setting a goal to run a marathon in a month might be unrealistic. Instead, a more attainable goal might be to start with short runs and gradually increase your distance over time. By setting realistic goals, you build a sense of accomplishment with each milestone you achieve, which in turn keeps you motivated and engaged in your journey. Another crucial element of effective goal setting is ensuring that your goals are measurable. Measurement allows you to track your progress and stay motivated. For instance, if your goal is to improve your public speaking skills, a measurable goal might be to give a presentation at least once a month, or to receive feedback from peers on your speaking performance. Measurement provides tangible evidence of your progress, helping you to see how far you've come and where you need to focus your efforts. It also allows you to celebrate your achievements along the way, which can boost your confidence and motivation to continue striving toward your goals. Setting goals also involves establishing a timeline for achieving them. Deadlines create a sense of urgency and help you prioritize your efforts. Without a timeline, it's easy to procrastinate or lose track of your goals. When you set a deadline, you create a clear time frame for when you want to achieve your objectives, which helps you stay focused and organized. For instance, if your goal is to learn a new skill, setting a deadline to complete a course or reach a specific level of proficiency by a certain date can provide the motivation needed to stay committed. A well-defined timeline also allows you to break down your goals into smaller, actionable steps, making the process more manageable and less overwhelming. In addition to setting clear and achievable goals, it's important to regularly review and adjust them as needed. Life is dynamic and circumstances can change, affecting your ability to achieve your goals as originally planned. Regularly reviewing your goals allows you to assess your progress, identify any obstacles, and make necessary adjustments to stay on track. This flexibility ensures that your goals remain relevant and attainable even as your situation evolves. For example, if you set a goal to achieve a certain level of fitness but encounter an injury that prevents you from exercising as planned, you can adjust your goal to focus on recovery and alternative forms of exercise. Regular reviews and adjustments help you stay aligned with your aspirations and maintain momentum, even when faced with challenges. Another important aspect of goal setting is ensuring that your goals align with your values and long-term vision. Goals that are in harmony with your core values are more likely to be fulfilling and sustainable. When you set goals that resonate with your inner beliefs and aspirations, you are more likely to remain committed and passionate about achieving them. For example, if one of your core values is helping others, setting a goal to volunteer regularly or pursue a career in a helping profession will not only align with your values, but also provide a deeper sense of purpose and satisfaction. Accountability is also a key factor in achieving your goals. Sharing your goals with others and seeking support can enhance your commitment and motivation. When you involve others in your goal-setting process, you create a system of accountability that encourages you to stay on track. This can be done by discussing your goals with friends, family, or mentors who can provide encouragement and feedback. Additionally, joining a group or community with similar aspirations can provide a network of support and motivation. Accountability helps you stay focused and committed, as you are more likely to follow through on your goals when others are aware of your intentions. Finally, it's important to recognize that achieving goals is not just about the end result, but also about the journey and the growth that occurs along the way. Each step you take toward your goals contributes to your development and learning. Embrace the process and celebrate the progress you make, no matter how small. The journey of working toward your goals is an opportunity to learn more about yourself, develop new skills, and grow as an individual. By focusing on the journey, you cultivate a positive mindset that helps you stay motivated and resilient, even when faced with challenges. Setting clear, achievable goals is a vital component of personal growth and self-improvement. By defining specific, realistic, and measurable goals, establishing timelines, regularly reviewing and adjusting them, aligning them with your values, and seeking accountability, you create a structured path towards success. Remember that the journey of working towards your goals is as important as the destination, and each step you take contributes to your overall growth and development. Embrace the process, stay committed, and celebrate your progress along the way. As we conclude our exploration of personal growth and self-improvement, let us reflect on the key insights we've uncovered together. We've discussed the importance of setting clear, achievable goals and the role they play in guiding our efforts and maintaining our focus. Clear goals provide direction and purpose, transforming our aspirations into actionable steps and ensuring we remain committed to our path of growth. We've also emphasized the power of a supportive community in your journey of self-improvement. Surrounding yourself with positive, encouraging individuals offers a sense of belonging, accountability, guidance, and inspiration. A supportive network not only helps you stay motivated, but also provides the emotional reinforcement needed to persevere through challenges. In our discussion, we highlighted the need to remain adaptable and open to change. Life's unpredictability means that our goals and strategies may need to evolve over time. Regularly reviewing and adjusting your goals ensures that they remain relevant and attainable, allowing you to navigate obstacles with resilience and maintain momentum. Furthermore, we've underscored the importance of aligning your goals with your core values and long-term vision. When your goals resonate with your inner beliefs, they become more than just targets to achieve, they become a reflection of your true self and purpose. This alignment infuses your journey with deeper meaning and fulfillment. We've recognized that personal growth is not just about reaching a destination, but also about the experiences and lessons learned along the way. Embracing the journey, celebrating your progress, and remaining focused on continuous improvement are essential elements of lasting success. In closing, remember that the path to personal growth is a continuous journey of self-discovery, learning, and development. By setting clear goals, cultivating a supportive community, adapting to change, aligning with your values, and embracing the journey, you create a strong foundation for achieving your aspirations and becoming the best version of yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, as you move forward, carry these insights with you and let them guide your efforts. Embrace each challenge as an opportunity for growth and celebrate each achievement as a testament to your dedication and perseverance. Your journey is uniquely yours, and with the right mindset and support, you have the power to transform your life and achieve greatness.